This was the percentage of the population in America that was actually in a church on Sunday. And church played a key role in the culture. It was actually really very central to the culture. And it worked because the values inside the church actually mirrored the values of the culture. So whether or not you were in the church or not, most people had kind of good old-fashioned family values. They had a sense of wanting to be loyal at their job, work hard. There was a sanctity of marriage that most people expressed. We were kind of pro-America, all that type of stuff. And so really all you had to do to be a good church was just do church well. And so we would preach sermons and have great programs. And we did what we would call, attractional church. And the idea was just simply, if we do church well, the culture is going to be attracted to us and they'll come to us. And it actually worked. I came to faith in that environment. I know many of you did as well. Key assumption, though, of that type of an attractional setting is that it's going to work when people are in the building, okay? And so as long as you're in the buildings, good stuff will happen. Well, about 1980, this was now the percentage of people that were in a church. Something was happening here. It started really in the 1960s, mid-1960s. All of a sudden, those basic values that the church used to share with the culture were beginning to be separate. There was now a chasm between the values of the church and the values of those outside. Well, what's interesting is that's continued. And right now, conservatively, with the amount of people that are leaving the church every year in America, at about the year 2020, we now think this will be the percentage of people in America that are actually going to be in a church on Sunday. Okay, pretty stark difference. So within 100 years, where that used to be mostly people in the church, this now is going to be what we call a pure missionary context. What we're finding is that most pastors, even if they're pastoring that, most people that are inside that structure of church recognize that the world is now changing, and they don't want to settle for just doing church. They actually want to figure out some way to missionize that missionary culture. We're going to suggest this, that when you have a pure missionary culture that we're now in, you need a new missionary story, you need missional people, and you're going to need a new missional structure in which to engage that culture.